Ziggity Zig back with more Tales from the Ladder with Game 3 of the Grudge match. Well, it's not a Grudge match. It's the Pub League match between that guy Griff and YouSeemOP. It is summertime, so we're just doing Tales from the Ladder, and I'm not doing any live ladder games. We might even switch it over into a casting game entirely, because I actually enjoy casting a whole lot more than I enjoy playing. It is a fun game to play, but I enjoy playing with mostly just my friends. I'm not a big fan of ladder anymore, so I don't know what's going to happen, but I'm just going to try to take it one day at a time, figure out what I'm doing. Here comes Griff on Overgrowth Lab, so both still playing as Protoss. YouSeemOP with a win as Zerg and then a win as Protoss, so it looks like that guy Griff might be going for a little bit of sneaky shenanigans here. It's a pretty early, oh yeah, there we go. So there's the proxy pylon happening down here on the right-hand side of Overgrowth. YouSeemOP moving his way out of his base here. He's just going to have a quick peek to see if there's anything down here in the bottom of his base. No, not so much. If he does go for a scout, he will find that there is absolutely no pylons just yet in the base there, but pretty much ready for the 12 gate down here, so it might be a proxy gate. I think it's pretty much going to have to be. Yep, it's going to be a proxy gate. I wonder if it's just going to be the 1 gate or the 2 gate. We'll see what that guy Griff's going to do here. So there's the 1 gate just there. YouSeemOP is getting ready for his gate, and he's going to pop that in and just enclose off the workers, so that it's a little harder for an unmicroed zealot to wander in, but he's going to have to put something up over here. He's going to need probably the 16 pylon maybe going over to that side, if that's the exact case, but I'm not so sure. Now, it does look like YouSeemOP is taking the long route around. Perhaps he doesn't know this map, I'm not quite so sure. But now, if we come back to YouSeemOP's view, he's going to wander up this hill, find Griff's base, and wonder what the crap is going on. Because there we are, we found it, but there is no... Oh, there's a pylon at the back, so he does see that, so we might think that there's not super shenanigans, but he is doing a very big sweep of his base just to find out what's going on. He's going to attack around all the areas, checking all his corners, but the one place that he's not checking is a couple of bases over, so Griff going with a safety distance on the proxy gates. YouSeemOP finally getting out that other. Yeah, it's been a little bit supply block just there, not able to do anything, but now boosting out. Griff is boosting out the second zealot, running in here, and this is what I'm not sure if that probe actually did get to see it, but YouSeemOP is running back towards his base. The proxy zealot, I'm not sure. Is there another building? No second building going up. I think there might be a. Yep, there's a cyber core and Cybercore Forge going on in that guy Griff's base, so they're all just back here in the main. Does manage to kill that one zealot, but the zealot does take down 3 workers, which is not bad. Double gas right there for YouSeemOP, still staying within his base. There's the other zealot, so again with the unmicroed zealot, but oh dear. Now Griff having a bit of trouble. He's with being unmicroed. He did manage to get to his spot. Probably wanted to A-move his way in. Could have done a little bit more damage from that, but now we're just up to... Yeah, okay, so 5 workers killed. Lost out on a little bit of mining time there, but now it's going to be Zealot versus Zealot, and it's probably going to be YouSeemOP, because if these are fully unmicro, that's going to go badly for that guy Griff, because this one's going to move in here once more and not be able to take care of things whatsoever, and yeah, it's probably going to die pretty quick. He's going to... that one zealot down kind of weak, and so now with two gateways now on the way. Griff is not changing this. He's just continuing to unmicro these guys in there, but oh, now if you look, YouSeemOP did move that one weakened zealot away, but it wasn't enough. Griff did manage to kill it as well, so here they are, just another one, and another one running in, just one after another trying to take care of this. There's 3 proxy gates right now. The only thing is the tech back in the base up here. Nothing going on with the forge, but possibly make like a cannon and maybe a little bit of attacking units up here at the front, but luckily having been able to mine up some gas. In fact, they're both mining a little bit of gas, and YouSeemOP manages to get the Stargate in behind that, but Griff does see it, and YouSeemOP is now trying to scout around with the Stalker to try to do something about this. He still hasn't found out where the proxy gateway is, but now Griff has all 3 of these pointed at not quite directly into the base, but a little ways outside of it. Sadly, they are all land-based units, well, except for the sentry that's on the way now. The mothership core is on the way. Not really going to be very useful up against a Void Ray, but what Griff could use now is okay. Warp Gate is nearly done, but I think the sentries might be a slightly better idea. But actually, Eden is now going for the +1. If you check on the production tab, this one lowly probe over here, is just hanging out, but here comes the mothership core, maybe? No, I don't think it's going to join the foray on the front lines, but now we're ready for the remainder of these units coming in this way, and they're going to do well up against this one, but I don't think they're going to do well up against the Void Ray. The Void Ray has actually moved out of the base, and it's going to go and try to get around everybody. I'm not so sure about this idea, because what could happen if YouSeemOP did have the Void Ray right here at the front line? That would be strong enough to get rid of that, but for right now, these two armies go up against each other, and it's definitely going to be that guy Griff in the lead here with all of these units. There's another gateway on the way, so it's going to be kind of a 4-gate with +1. Second Void Ray is on the way, but they're just so slow getting through here. Here's a Void Ray that's going to come down here and hopefully help out against this, but it is going to be pretty powerful, but up against two Stalkers, I don't really know. I think it's probably going to do a fair amount of damage, but the Zealots are going to make their way in. It's going to be just tickling it away with the sentry, and Griff does manage to continue to bring in some more units now that Warp Gate has finished. This Void Ray is now going to come in here and do quite a little bit of damage against Griff's base, but I think it is too little too late as Griff now moves in here and has got all of his non-Mike Road Zealots up there in the middle, and I think Griff is now ready to zoom in here. Does not have the energy just yet. Is trying to pop in a couple. Does manage to bring in a couple of defensive sentries, but it's just not quite enough. Now it's turning into quite a crazy base race at the moment. Griff's still pushing inwards, but if you look at the number of workers, the worker supply is actually still in YouSeemOP's favor because this Void Ray is just destroying everything. But finally, another two Stalkers do manage to take out that Void Ray, and what really needs to happen here is that guy Griff needs to make his way in here and try to kill off this Stargate, because this Stargate for YouSeemOP is going to continue to just devastate his 4-gate pressure. It's one sentry in just there, and I don't think it's going to last long against this particular unit. And actually, YouSeemOP is going right past the pylon, but does come back around to try to get rid of this one sentry, and the one probe is probably quite useful to get rid of, but I think, yep, one Void Ray against one Stalker. The Void Ray is definitely powerful enough, and this is what I was talking about up against the Cannon Rush. I think if Griff had done this in the last game, that would have done quite a bit, and it looks like this could be enough to go up 3-0, as if you look at the worker supply. Actually, the worker supply is going maybe only slightly now in YouSeemOP's favor. YouSeemOP does have the army advantage and the worker advantage. Is going to try to possibly move his way down. It's got up to 2 Void Rays now in his army to that guy Griff's. Not quite enough, but at the moment, aside from just kind of doing quite a lot of damage up here against the mineral line, YouSeemOP does not really know what to do next, so he doesn't know where these proxies are. If he just come over here, it would be game over. If he would just move over to this side, he could follow these pylons back slowly, just one at a time, but now with the 4-gate and the income is just enough to sustain a 4-gate at the right time. But the problem is that YouSeemOP is still getting, now he's moving on up to 3 Void Rays, and he's also expanding. I'm not quite so sure about the expansion because he's now just kind of trying to hold here. Does have this pylon up here to warp in if need be, just on the high ground. The mothership core is on the way again. I think the first one was destroyed. Another Void Ray, so it's going to be, what is that, 3? Now it's 3. I thought there was 3. Where'd the third one? Where'd the other third one go? Is it up over in that direction? But now, huge, fairly sizable 4-gate army coming in right now, but I think these 3 Void Rays are probably able to polish most of it off, especially if they focus down. Oh, there's the problem. They need to focus down these Stalkers. He's going to lose. He lost one of the Void Rays. Possibly could have done that without losing anything because the tickle beams from the sentry, and now, oh, that guy Griff making the fatal mistake of running back towards where all the buildings are that he wants to deal with, and I think he's going to need to head back home. I don't know, maybe he's going to stay in here, but oh, come back in with the sentries, and the sentries, oh, they don't have enough energy for another Guardian Shield, but these Stalkers are slowly going to get picked up. Do manage to take out one of the Void Rays, and I think for whatever reason, YouSeemOP, oh, he's getting caught out of positioning. He really just needs to commit to this, and he would be able to completely polish this off. There's still more Void Rays coming in on the field. That guy Griff just holding on to this game by the skin of his teeth, because now the big problem is that YouSeemOP, oh no, he still hasn't seen this. He still doesn't know that that's where the buildings are. So he's still just staying very close, because he thinks that maybe it could be coming from up there. He's got a lot of spots that are still under the fog of war, and even places that he has not explored whatsoever on the map, so anything really could happen. He's ready with enough energy for a photon overcharge, and I think he's going to try to bait one out. Yes, baits out the photon overcharge, but leaves the remainder of his units back there. Tries to get right through the lines, but does not manage to get through there with the unmicroed zealots just running through, baiting out the photon overcharge, which is really going to probably stem the tide here. A second Stargate on the way now for YouSeemOP, who knows that this does seem to be winning this game for him, but that guy Griff sticking with Stalkers and Zealots, knowing that he needs to shoot up, getting that Guardian Shield. The Force Field is obviously not useful at all up against the Void Rays, but the Guardian Shield, super useful just to cut down that amount of damage. It does allow the Stalkers to stay alive a little bit longer for whatever reason. If YouSeemOP could just get his Void Rays to focus fire, target down each of these Stalkers, this army is actually it's starting to come together a little bit in that guy Griff's favor, but I'm still worried about this. He's got to keep everyone all together. He's got enough for a Guardian Shield, so we're going to see a Guardian Shield moving in here, and I'm not sure if we're going to see a focus fire here by that guy Griff. You can just double-click on the Stalkers, and there's the Guardian Shield. Going to move in, going to try to focus fire everything down, and there it is. He's actually taking them down kind of one by one, takes down that one Void Ray. YouSeemOP just not able to commit to this, trying to move in there, and he just take out this other one. 4 Void Rays, he gets a number of them down, and that's just not enough. The Void Rays are just not focusing anything down. YouSeemOP kind of falling behind, losing out on his micro, and forgetting. Oh my goodness, that could have been such a different game twice or 3 times if YouSeemOP had just moved out or engaged 2 or 3 times over in this tiny little area here. The Void Rays would have come in here and just obliterated everything. He was up against 3 sentries and a Stalker, 3 or 4 sentries and 1 Stalker at one point, but they were focusing down the sentries for some reason, and the Stalker was just taking them out. And as soon as he saw that his shields were falling by the wayside, then YouSeemOP actually did retreat, and he retreated 1 too many times in this game. This could have been the ender. We thought that was going to be 3 for 3 this week, but no, we're going to have to come back next week yeah, so we'll be back. We'll be back next week with more Tales from the Ladder, an August vacation month of me just casting other games instead of playing the game myself. If you want to watch me play the game, go over to Lime.Lemon. Leave me a comment down below, send me an email, ziggityzig@gmail.com. You can follow me on Twitter at ziggityzig. If you've got an interesting replay, send it on over to me. Something interesting, something fun, something kooky, something crazy. And we'll see you next time. Stay tuned!